Day 48, verses 3 to 5, the path of action. Namaste and welcome to Gita 360. Arjuna has voiced a confusion many people carry. If inner peace is the highest goal, why must life keep calling us into action? Krishna now begins to answer that question. The Lord said, O sinless one, I have already explained that there are two classes of people who try to realize the self. Some are inclined to understand it by philosophical speculation and others by service. Not every person is shaped the same way. Some question deeply, reflect on the nature of life, and turn their attention towards contemplation and self-inquiry. Their growth comes through wisdom, discernment, and insight into the deeper truths of existence. This is the path of knowledge. Others grow through engagement with life itself. They learn through responsibility, through service, through work, through relationships, and through the many duties life places before them. This is the path of Karma Yoga. The Gita says spiritual growth is not reserved for forests, caves, or quiet retreat. It is equally available in homes, workplaces, families, communities, and even battlefields. Every place where life asks something of us can become a place of inner growth if action is guided by wisdom and offered in the right spirit. One cannot achieve freedom from karmic reactions by merely abstaining from work, nor can one attain perfection of knowledge by just physical renunciation. It is easy to believe that activity is the source of disturbance. We assume that work creates stress, responsibility creates burden, and involvement in the world creates attachment. From that view, stepping away appears to be the path to peace. But the Gita asks us to look deeper. A person may walk away from worldly duties, yet inwardly still be bound by countless attachments. Another may live a life full of responsibility and activity, yet carry remarkable calmness, balance, and freedom within. The difference lies not in outer action, but in inner relationship to action. Peace does not arise because life becomes empty of responsibility. Peace arises when the mind stops becoming entangled in every action it performs. Then action stops becoming a burden and begins to become an offering. That is true renunciation. Not the renunciation of action, but the renunciation of inner bondage. There is no one who can remain without action even for a moment. Indeed, all beings are compelled to act by their qualities born of material nature, the three gunas. No one can live without action, even for a moment. Not human beings, not animals, not even trees. Life is movement. Existence itself is activity. The Gita says escape from action is not possible because action is woven into our very nature. The body acts, the mind acts, nature acts, life acts through us every moment. Even when the body is still, the mind continues its work. Even choosing inaction is itself a form of action because it is still a choice, and every choice shapes life. Once this is understood, the question changes completely. We stop asking, how do I avoid action? And begin asking, how do I act in a way that frees me? That is the doorway into Karma Yoga. We spend a large part of life believing that peace lies somewhere just beyond our current circumstances. We imagine that if work became easier, if financial pressure reduced, if family responsibilities became lighter, if difficult relationships improved, or if life simply slowed down, then we would finally experience calmness and balance. So we keep postponing peace. But life rarely is free of responsibility. One phase ends and another begins. New duties replace old ones. The shape of life keeps changing, but life continues to ask us to participate. The Gita hence offers a different vision. It says that peace is not found by waiting for life to become lighter. Peace is built by learning how to move through life with a different inner self, one rooted in awareness, steadiness, and freedom from attachment. Then work becomes meaningful rather than draining. Responsibility becomes a place of growth rather than burden. Action becomes a path that refines us rather than exhausts us. And slowly we begin to understand Karma Yoga not as a philosophy but as a way of living. Thought of the day. Many of us are trying to build a peaceful life while living in a demanding world. Reflect on this today as you begin Karma Yoga. Am I looking for peace by stepping away from life or by learning how to live differently within it? Thank you for joining me on Gita 360. May we begin to see that action is not separate from spiritual life. When lived with the right understanding, action itself becomes the path.